Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
Hello and welcome to the Indie Brew Battle, sponsored by JL Media and ASG Unlimited. My name is Brian. I will be your host this evening. I'm the general manager of the 86th Pub. 86th Street Pub. Believe me, I work there. To my left is Jordan. Say hello, Jordan.
Hello, I am here as well. This is Jordan. Good to be back.
And to his left, Miss Sarah.
This is Lindsay.
Lindsay,
Love.
Jesus, God, it's going to be a long day. My bad.
It's a really easy name to remember. It's
Yeah.
Lindsay Love. You can do it.
Lindsay Love, there it is.
It's easy.
I see Miss Merritt across the table.
Hey guys.
Of course, Lola Lavacious.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And our pal Joe. How's it going, Joe?
Hello, everybody.
All right, we are here at Books and Brews up at 96th. And what is this, Hague Road, just a little west of Hague Road off 69. Had a nice little tour of the place. Going to sit down, taste some beer, talk about the brewery and the food. But first, I believe Merritt has a little something she'd like to say.
Hey guys, ASG Unlimited here. We are the proud sponsors of JL Media. We are super excited to be here at Books and Brews. If you have never been here, it's a awesome little hidden gem, kind of on the back side, but the environment is awesome and the food is incredible. We are here for all of your marketing needs, anything you may need, signage, apparel, awnings, banners, you name it, we got it, and we are here to help. We're located at 3747 South Meridian Street. That's in Indy, 46217. You can reach us at 317-786-SIGNS, 317-786-7446, and ask for Merritt Day.
There you go. Stickers, T-shirts, pens, you name it. ASG's got it for you.
Johnny's super cool shirt over there with 18,000 stitches.
18,000 stitches, and that's just in the embroidered logo, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken.
Yep.
Oh, look at him show it
Nice
off.
shirt.
All right. Well, again, we are here at Books and Brews, owned by Mr. Jason. I didn't catch his last name, but we had a nice little tour in the back. It's quite the setup, you guys. I'm impressed with the location and the theme. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it's totally different. I've never seen a bookstore / brewery, and it's amazing. I walked in here and I wanted to just buy 20 books right away. And so it's definitely a different look to it, which is pretty nice to see.
Yeah.
This is kind of a paradise for me.
Yes.
It's got books and beer, and so you get that book smell and the brewery smell as well, which is kind of a cozy place. I'm definitely going to be back in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It seems like kind of an unsuspecting place also. It's kind of a hidden gem, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
For me, it definitely reminds me of. It kind of almost feels like walking to a college garage, where you got books, you've got all the old board games. There's somebody brewing with a little home kit over there on the side. But I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a group playing Dungeons and Dragons when I
Right.
walked inside, so it's
It's
Like
yeah.
going over the rules.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I really enjoy the industrial feel that they've managed to make a little bit more homey. I was impressed. Apparently, Jason, the owner, made the table we're sitting at, the bench we're sitting on, all of the bar stools. He handmade all that stuff, and it has that homemade, rustic kind of feel. And I
Yeah.
think that's something that they've definitely dialed
Definitely,
into.
yeah.
Yeah, and he
Very
built
clever.
an entire bourbon barrel room. So yeah.
All right. Well, introductions not quite over. We are sitting down with Sarah from Indiana on Tap. Hi, Sarah.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Look what we
Great.
found here.
Excellent. Sarah also works at Books and Brews Zionsville location.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do.
very
Yeah,
cool.
so I work for Indiana on Tap, and we do everything Indiana craft beer related. And I love this place. I would come here. I live in Brownsburg, so I would drive 45 minutes just to come here and
Wow.
work.
That's dedication.
Made friends with Jason, the owner, and when he decided to open up the Zionsville location, I was obviously thrilled because it's much closer to my house than this is. And so I said, if you need help with staffing in the meantime, just trying to get everything set up, just let me know. And and all of the people over there that work there, they came here. They love the setup. They love the Jason's whole thing is it's a place for people without a place. And so everyone just feels at home here. I can leave my stuff here, go wherever and not feel worried about it. And so everyone that I know that works at the Zionsville location kind of came about it because they came here, they love the environment, they love the people, and it's a community in itself. So
I love
great.
the way you described that, a place for people without a place.
Yeah, that's his whole
Very cute.
philosophy. And I mean, like, he'll never, even if someone's a difficult customer, you know, he says those people have probably been turned away from places, you know, tons of times. But, you know, you just have to try and talk to them, understand them, and it's a place for people without a place. Whether you're difficult or you feel like you don't fit in somewhere, this is the place for you. So
That's a great philosophy. This place, just in the couple times I've been here, and especially today, it's a friendly, very welcoming atmosphere. Even you walk into the bookstore, and immediately I was expecting the first time I came here, I was like, oh, this is not a brewery. Where am I? But everyone was super nice. They're like, oh no, you're looking for the bar. It's in the back. It's like I don't know if they just knew right away. It's like, this guy needs a bar.
yeah,
That kind of a day.
Yeah, but every time I've been here, it's been outstanding. Everyone's super friendly. Love explaining the intricacies of the theme, all of the different books, the beers, the way you guys brew. It's a nice place. I really
well, I
enjoy
mean,
it.
and even before I worked here, you know, and I would just be in here and I would see somebody that would look like they hadn't been here before. I took it upon myself to be like, oh, are you new here? You know, and everyone that's in regular here is the same way. It's like, oh, what kind of beer do you like? You know, and would recommend things and just kind of like take them into the fold, you know, and so you don't have to work here to quote work here. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
We love everybody. We want everyone to feel at home here and have a good time. And you can find whatever. Like, there's just so many things that go on here, whether it be like music or board games or like book club meetings. You know, like regardless of what your thing is, like you belong here.
Outstanding. It's very much the Cheers of the 21st century.
Yes, where everybody knows your name.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I dig it. I was looking at your board on the way in that had all the different upcoming events. I'm trying to pull it up here on my phone. Took a quick little picture. Let's see. You've got Open Jam on Monday nights from 5 to 8, as well as Magic the Gathering. I used to play that back in the day. Probably still have some decks around. I'll have to come in and
Yeah, they
I had a
get
solid
into
green
it.
deck, if I'm not
It's
mistaken.
a really solid Magic crew that
right
comes
on.
here
I'll
for
get
sure.
annihilated. Awesome. Tuesday, we got tabletop games. Wednesday is trivia and kids eat free. That's right. Books and Brews is kid friendly, everybody. With qualifying purchase, kids eat free. Thursdays, open mic at 7 p.m. We got live music 8 to 10 on Friday nights and a free movie at 10:30. What kind of movies do you guys show?
Oh man, they show all kinds of like great like cult classics. And the great thing about this place is like if you suggest a movie, they will play it. Like so, I suggested
Challenge
like
accepted.
Neverending Story and Labyrinth,
Nice.
and they played them.
This
They
is Spinal Tap on
show.
11/11.
Oh yeah.
Anybody?
Yes.
They will show anything you request. And what's cool about this place is they don't show movies right now at the Zionsville location, but they have open mic night. So open mic night here is Thursday. At the Zionsville location, it's Tuesday.
Nice.
So they kind of switching them up. So you can find open mic night 2 times at a Books and Brews throughout the week. So
Awesome.
Very cool.
Very cool.
That's super. I love the commitment that you guys have made to the local community through arts. So you carried local authors, which I think is fantastic, especially for a place that I'm sure gets as much recognition and traffic as you do. I think it's awesome that local artists have a place to go and get their work in front of people.
Yeah, and this I'm drinking a Buy the Beer, Take the Ride, which is a beer that was formed just for a local author. Buy the Ticket, Take the Ride. He wrote a novel. He's an Indiana author, and so they made a beer just for his book release.
Very
so
cool.
That's
yeah, so
fantastic.
they're
Very
very
cool.
supportive of local artists, whether it be they have local artists like earrings and things like that. Local artists as far as authors, but yeah, any sort of local author is definitely supported here. So.
And I saw on the website that it's a 10% like donations to IndyReads.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
love that.
we take all sorts of donations for books, and any book that's bought here, a portion of the proceeds goes to IndyReads.
That's
So
amazing.
I love that.
yeah, and if you're part of the Mug Club, which this is like my biggest draw to join the Mug Club is, if you're part of the Mug Club, it's like you give and you take. So I've donated 70, like literally I keep a tab, 76 books I've donated here.
Wow.
So I'm allowed to take out 76 books, and keep them if I'd like, or I can bring them back and exchange them for another book.
Is
So
the mug club what gets you that awesome glass over there?
yes, my mug. Yeah. So if you're a mug club member, you when you get a pint, you get a mug, obviously. So like, say I come in and I order a pint. I'm a mug club member, so I actually get a mug full of beer, which is about 4 to 5 ounces more than what any of you fools would get that aren't mug club members. And then they also offer on Thursdays here, Tuesdays over at the other location. So open mic nights at both locations, you get $3 mugs filled.
Wow.
So you're getting the $3 for 24 ounces of beer,
Awesome.
which is
Man, my
fucking
little
awesome.
nerdy heart is so happy.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Yeah, the mugs are apparently all handmade.
Yeah,
correct?
they're all handcrafted by a local artist. They're all different, and when you get a mug club membership, you get to take a mug with you. You don't have to bring it back to Books and Brews. You can keep it at home. You can bring it back. Some people like to bring theirs back, but we always have a stash on hand to give you if you want to get a mug full of something. Like, this isn't my mug. My mug's at home, and but when I come, I have a card that says I'm a mug club member. I'm better than everybody else here, and
Tell me it actually does say that on the back.
I need a
Modest,
mug. I need a mug of beer. So, I mean, with the mug club, you get so much stuff. I mean, you get a lot of stuff. I mean, like free barbecue. You get big reports. You get like on Tuesdays, Thursdays, different locations, you get $3 fills. I mean, and you get to learn the secret handshake.
Hey.
We do like a blood swap. We do all. I mean, just all
That
kinds of stuff.
escalated quickly.
Yeah.
That
When
would
you're
really
in,
become
you're
blood
like-
brother.
That got weird fast.
You're like totally in.
Outstanding.
For life, you're committed. This is a commitment.
That's right. It's blood oath.
It's a blood oath.
All right. Well, Sarah, before we let you go, do you want to tell us any more about Indiana Untapped? A little more about the website, the new app that I just downloaded. I'm excited to use.
Yeah, so Indiana on Tap is a craft beer media company that promotes anything that has to do with Indiana craft beer, events, information, any of that sort of thing. So we promote Indiana craft beer through a number of different ways. We help put on major events. We put on small events. We also have a Tasting Society Marketplace membership, which is about $60. But if you are a member, you get over $800 worth of like free beer around the state from 80 different breweries.
Yes.
So if you're into craft beer and you want an incentive to like go to all those breweries that you never like had a real incentive to go to, you get that, and
On it.
you get a free flight or a free pint, and then for every brewery you go to, that gets logged, and once you hit like 10, you get a reward. You get like all kinds of emails from us about like discounts on event tickets
Starbucks
for
rewards card,
festivals
but
and things like that. It's better than Starbucks rewards.
Much better.
It's so
Because you're
much better
supporting
than that.
local
Exactly.
companies.
Yeah.
And beer.
Also
beer.
beer.
Yeah.
Don't forget
And
that.
all the beer.
Beer is so much better than coffee.
So
Yes.
much better.
Any day of the
I
week.
need it at appropriate times during the day. Coffee in the
Yeah.
morning, beer.
Coffee in the morning.
Yeah, beer in the morning. What?
I can
Oh,
buy you.
I was gonna say,
me.
like, I don't have those
Chaser?
limitations.
I
and
can do
I feel
morning
like
beer. Yeah.
I feel really
That's a
like
binary.
weird that you're saying that you have to wait until after a certain time to drink beer. 'cause
That's why they infuse coffee in beers.
Yeah.
Like
This is
coffee
a good
porter.
point.
That's
This
you
is a
drink
good
that in the
Oh,
morning.
man, I got this awesome Hotel Tango shirt that says it's 1,700 hours somewhere. Like,
Nice.
Yes.
it really is. Like, military time, no matter
good.
what. It's like the 5 o'clock somewhere, but, like, it's so much more official when you say it's 1,700 hours somewhere because it's
You mean business. You
Yeah.
mean
Yeah.
business.
There's
Yeah.
no joking.
Military time on top.
how
of
my
it.
husband's in Germany right now. They're, like, 6 hours ahead of us, so
Yeah.
I'm just like, I got to be on his schedule.
Yeah, that's
like,
1,700 hours there, certainly.
We have to drink together. It's a
10
thing.
o'clock in the morning,
Zulu
it's 4
time.
o'clock there. I'm going to be drinking some beer.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Right on.
Thank you guys so much for having
Hey,
me
it's our
on.
pleasure,
Thank
Sarah.
you.
Thank you so much for
You're
sitting down with
Oh,
us.
absolutely. Thank you.
Super. All right, guys, we are looking at quite the little spread of beer in front of us. But before we dig into that, do you guys want to chat a little bit about the food that we tried? It was outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anything with smoking goose is going to be good. And I mean, chorizo, that was phenomenal. Chorizo, sourdough, cheddar. Yeah.
Melt. That was
Locally
fantastic.
made. Locally
All
made
local.
everything. The bread was from, it's on here somewhere.
Great Harvest.
Great Harvest, thank you. And then the cheese was a year-old cheddar
Oh, that was so
from
good.
Fair Oaks, and then the smoked chorizo from the
Amazing.
goose.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. We had the Frankenstein, which is kind of a charcuterie plate with meats, cheeses, crackers. Everything was
Oh,
outstanding.
can we talk about that tasso for a
The
second?
tasso,
That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh,
So last week I said the bacon dip was the sex. This
That's
tasso,
verbatim. I
remember
this tasso is like, I would buy it a ring.
Yeah.
I'll put a ring on it. There's
Yeah.
no questions.
gonna
No
get sued.
questions.
Can't sing that. All right. And as we sit down to start tasting the beer, we are joined by Jason, owner of Books and Brews. Hi, Jason.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good.
Oh,
How are
wow.
you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for being here.
Hey,
Thanks for
our
having us.
Extreme pleasure. All right. I'm ready to dig in on some of this beer. Jason, you want to tell us a little bit about this first one?
Yeah, I'll take. If you want to start on the lighter side,
Lighter side.
straw color, as you'd say. That's our cream ale, Cream and Punishment. We do, crime and punishment. We take a lot of pride in involving our customers and our employees into naming and really kind of shaping what we do around here. We're a very community-oriented type place like that. So, Cream and Punishment was actually named by a Facebook contest. So yeah, we did a Facebook contest to name the beer, and there's really no way to not make it sound dirty when you're trying to name a cream ale, I guess. But yeah, cream and punishment is what we came up with. So that's kind of where it starts, and it's our top seller because it's our most approachable beer. You know, we're using flaked maize corn in it. We're using a little bit of oats to give it some body. We're using, just some straight 2-row, nice Holler Tower, which is a very approachable noble hop. So it is the go-to where, I guess, gateway beer, as you'd say, people that are easing into craft beer. So that's where we start, nice and light, easy on the palate. Either that or on the flip side, when people have been here for a little while and some of our really heavy beers, which we're going towards, is that nice also end cap as well, where, maybe they've had some of our 8, 9, 10, 15% beers, and they're going to...
15.
Yes, there's a 15%er waiting for you at the end of this. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah.
But this
Sponsored
is-
by Uber tonight. Get on that, Johnny. See if they kick
I
a
can
few
leave my
bucks
car
in.
here overnight, yes?
Yeah. We'll throw a few cots out the back.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well, this cream ale is outstanding. Super, very, like you said, very approachable, only 4.8%. Initial thoughts outside of the exquisite description, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's
Apparently-
a fun little tart bite.
Yeah.
It's really delicious.
Yeah.
I definitely get what you're saying with approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to have something, because not everybody is going to come in and order your triple chocolate bourbon barrel aged
Yeah.
stout.
They should.
They should. Yes.
Thank you. Who said that?
Right over here.
But what we try to do here is really we try to have a little something for everyone. I think that mirrors are what we offer here in general.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, tonight we have game night, and you look around, you see people playing stuff from Battleship to Imperial Assault to Dungeons and Dragons. Well, these the people that come for Tabletop Tuesday, they don't know anything about our open mic night. People who come for open mic night don't know anything about Tabletop Tuesday. So what we try to do is kind of have offerings that get rid of what I call the veto person. There's always someone in the group that's like, well, there's nothing for me to drink there, so we're not going there.
Yeah.
So you got to have something that's at least approachable, and then you can start them on that path and be like, okay, well now let's go down to an amber. Now let's lead to an Irish red. Now let's lead to and you can bring those people along to the bourbon barrel aged triple chocolate stout.
Dark side.
Yes.
Come to our side. We
Yeah.
have
I mean,
chocolate.
this is a really good one. I mean, definitely for the summer as well. I mean, you can probably drink a lot of this in the summer outside in the patio. So yeah.
For sure.
Great lawnmower beer, as they
Yeah.
say.
Yep.
You want me to just keep going down for you?
Sure, please.
Okay, right on. So the next one is our Clifford the Big Red Ale. So one
these names
of the more original brews that I had, probably in the first half dozen anyway, homebrew recipes that I personally came up with. Because I did the homebrew thing everywhere from extract to brew in the bag to all grain, and then started branching out on my own recipes. And so this is one of the original ones. So it's a little more heftier than your classic Irish red, which the judging guidelines would give you more in like that 4 or 5% range. Just what you'd expect. But this is about 7.5%. and it's going to have a little bit more of that boozy bite to it. We use some special roast malts in there, which is going to give it a little something different too. So it's what you would say is a malt bomb. I mean, there's some East Kent Golding hops in there too, but I mean, you wouldn't really know it. It's real mild on the hop side. Maybe like a little bit of earthy, spicy herbal from the hops, but otherwise you get just a lot of malt.
Yeah, which I mean, I go back and forth between hophead and malt. Right now, I'm like back in the malt phase, and so
Right.
yeah, I'd be going for that one.
Yeah, right on.
I'd say this is an exquisite amber. I've found myself over the last couple of years really transitioning to a mid-palate drinker. I'll appreciate my IPAs, and I love the heavy imperial stouts and that kind of stuff. But this is just
This is a
It's
really
a
even being
nice,
really
7.3.
good beer.
Yeah.
It's a nice mouthfeel too.
Yeah.
It's
Outstanding.
got a very like round,
like a texture to
soft.
it almost.
Yeah, it's like not necessarily chewy, but it's really nice round
Yeah.
middle part.
It's extremely popular with the malt head side people. So we get, oops, knocking the cords over here already. I haven't been drinking that much, I promise. On the light, the people who of course they're looking for lighter side beers. The cream ale sells growlers really heavy. The people who are looking on the malt side, this is one of the very popular beers that we go for. Now we don't have. I don't have my Shogun Soba in the flight, but that's another one that's a little bit different. It's an amber. I use buckwheat in the mash, so it gives it a little bit of an interesting tang. So you guys can try that afterwards. I had a tough time deciding on what beers to bring up here, but between the Soba and the Clifford, those are our two biggest kind of malt head sort of sellers that we have here.
How many brews do you guys beer? How many
All of them.
brews do you beer a year?
We do all of them. We do
All of
all the
them?
brews. Well, our biggest thing is we're brewing on 55-gallon pots, and the system is really only supposed to be a one-barrel system, and we use our tricks to essentially net 80 gallons per brew day. But with that, we try to, we're never going to compete against the guys that can out-volume us. We're never going to compete against the guys that have, just really expensive laboratory equipment and all kinds of stuff that we just can't afford. So so the part in the market that I saw, though, is going towards the creative angle. What we can afford to do is take chances and take risks and do all kinds of different stuff. Whereas when you have a massive company, the things that start to hamstring you are you have to streamline the types of malts you use, you have to streamline the types of hop you use because you're buying in volume.
Right.
You're trying to get the prices down a little bit, and it makes it a little bit harder for you to branch out from. You pick your flagship beers and you kind of roll with them. Well, and you know what? Some of our customers might not appreciate this fact, but we really thrive on the fact that if you don't come here for a month, you might come in and there might be 13 totally different beers than when you were here last
I love
time.
That. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we're appealing because I think you see like Tabletop Tuesday, Open Mic Night, music, creative community. We're appealing to the hobbyists, and I think that's where craft beer is now. The craft beer is in the realm of the hobbyist. So with the untaps and things like that, people want to get out there and they want to try new things. They want to log what they're doing and. Whether it's crazy or not, they at least want to try it. When we do weird stuff, when we put, all kinds of, we put Jolly Ranchers in beer and all kinds of odd things. Like people at least want to try it. People
fair.
just be like,
we're in
that
trees
sounds
now.
terrible, but give me a little
Might as
sample.
well.
Yeah.
Try that, yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a trend. The craft beer community as a whole is that kind of the death of the flagship beer where you have more
Right.
experimental stuff on tap that would go away in 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's definitely something you see
Right.
quite a bit.
Well, people aren't.
Yeah.
It's not that hardcore brand loyalty you had 20 years ago,
Right.
where
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I'm Coors Light, and that's all I'm drinking for the next 40 years of my life. You know what I mean?
And if you don't,
I mean, full confession. Like before I moved into Indiana, I was not a beer drinker. I was like, it's not for me. There's such a huge variety here. It draws in people that ordinarily were like, no, I don't like the beer.
Yeah,
But this stuff is awesome.
And you know what, though? My argument with that is that it's also the community and the
Yeah,
environments
very
and the
true.
places, the types of brewers and the people who work in the industry, and it's so inclusive.
Yeah.
And like anyone who's been to a concert to see a band, and the opening band, you're like, I don't like them, but all of a sudden you listen to their music, and it's the experience that adds to the feeling of the music. And once people get out in the community of the craft beer community, and that's part of what we do here too, is that it's not just certainly our beer has taken off to sit on the shelf more than I ever expected it to. But I didn't open up with that idea. My idea was, it's the experience.
Yeah.
You're going to see the live music. You're not just buying a CD off the shelf or a beer out of the store. The experience here is part of it. It's part of the community. It's part of the we always say like our product is people. People are our product. A customer service #1 product. Is a more corporate way to say it, but. And that all adds into how you taste the beer. That they talk about beer pairings between food and beer. Well, I think it's like events and or venue in beer. Like that, you're pairing that also. So it all goes into I think your sensory perception and how you taste the beer. So
yeah, I've had a lot of friends visit from Florida that are not beer drinkers. They're like wine or just straight up alcohol. And they've gone to like the brew pubs with me, and they're just like, "This is such a different experience."
Right.
Like, people aren't really drinking to like, let's rage out tonight and see how
Let's drink as many like Bud Lights as we possibly can.
It's just like actually sitting down and getting to know people, getting to know your neighborhood, and getting to anybody I've come across here in Indianapolis. If they love beer, they're going to say like, "Hey, I know the brewer," or like, "My friends grew their hops for this thing. You should come check it out." And it's just that feeling of community. Even if you're a total outsider, you feel like automatically welcome. You feel that Hoosier hospitality, and beer really kind of creates that here.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think it's an extension of the local movement as well, and that's why we do that in our food as well. The local meats, the local cheeses, and people see their money going back to the community. They can actually shake hands with the person that's profiting from that, and then that person turns around and spends money back with us, and that's how so I think that's what craft beer has done too. When you look back at history, we're just now eclipsing the amount of breweries we had in the United States from pre-prohibition. Yeah. But the difference was those were all neighborhood pubs.
Yep.
Whereas now we're trending a little bit more towards production facilities. But I think there's a reason why those neighborhood pubs existed and breweries is because that was the social atmosphere. That's why obviously you probably not being a public house, that whole thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And so anyway, I think the local movement, this is an extension of that people can say, look behind the window and go, that's where my beer was made, not 2,000 miles from here and shipped in hot trucks.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Or just like walking around at the at Lowe's or something, you're like, "Hey, that's the brewer from my my pub."
Right, yeah.
Or like, "Hey, what are you doing?" "Oh, I've got to get some pipes or get some brushes."
Yeah.
And
they're just normal people.
And they'll tell you like, "Oh, we're
shops at Lowe's
working on
too."
this. We're working on this. We just like roasted this and we're doing
come
that.
in and try it on Friday.
And I'm just like, okay, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, brewers really have that sort of chef, I guess, creativity and the rise. And I think the rise of, some shows on TV, you have like the Top Chef, and people are really into being creative right now. And I think that's what we're trying to tap in here at Books and Brews is that, we have that advantage of we brew on a small system. We can take those chances, and if we screw up, it still stinks. We're still gonna have to dump some money down the drain, but not as bad as when the big guys screw up.
Right.
So that's our advantage. So we have to take advantage of that, and get out there and take some chances and do some fun things, and that's what our clientele here enjoys. So
it's brilliant.
Yeah, Brian was telling us a whole lot on the tour before the show about. He told us a story about a beer where you guys were texting back and forth, and just his obsession with throwing vanilla beans and stuff. And
everything.
You just said, "Yes, let's do it." So,
vanilla, and then oatmeal, and then lactose, do that too.
Just all of it.
Just do all the things. We'll put it in a bourbon barrel, maybe brandy barrel. I don't know.
Yeah. Just wing it.
I ordered 2 brandy barrels a day. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I have a lawnmower time.
I'll come back whenever that's on. So,
Yeah,
I'm totally ready for
We're
that one.
totally willing to be the guinea pigs on that one.
What's funny about that with that particular story is that we are obviously a book/literature author, some sort of literary theme place.
Do you already have a name for it?
Yes, we do. But even though we are so literary themed, we also have this weird obsession with Shia LaBeouf on some level, and how insane
I've been
Shia
following your Twitter. You are so persistent.
Shia is going to come
Eventually,
here.
he's gonna find out.
Yes.
I will share those Twitter.
So we have so
Retweet.
it's our Shia LaBeouf series that we're going to do, and we're all of his like stunts over the last year. So we're gonna do #JustDoIt, #extra.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm totally in. Everybody here needs to
Yeah.
retweet. just be annoying and retweet.
So that is our #I am sorry beer. Is going to be a
Just
malt
apologize
liquor.
to all your followers now. I'm going to be retweeting all of these. Just be ready.
So we're going to do a malt liquor, and my brewers are trying to convince me to not barrel age it on some level. So I thought we have a wine barrel coming in. I thought like a wine barrel aged malt liquor.
Oh my god!
And the brewers are like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. That's happening.
As Brian walks by, shaking his head.
It's set
Sorry,
Like,
buddy.
we're not comfortable doing this
been recorded.
at all. I can't condone this at all.
Oh, that's outstanding.
So that's what we do. Oh, so next beer, if you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah,
keep drinking,
let's have
sorry.
two more awesome ones.
Old Bitter Miss Havisham is our ESB.
I tried
Yes,
this
thank
before
you.
the show. It's outstanding.
Oh,
I love
thank
an
you.
ESB.
So sadly, we got hit pretty hard on the hops realm. So this is the most balanced that we could get. So obviously, if you're not familiar, ESB, extra special bitter. So in England back in the day, this was considered a very bitter beer. Of course, they did not hop things like we do nowadays. So this would be considered pretty bitter. When actually today, from a style guidelines, they're looking at more of a balance between the malt and the bitterness. And it is, English hops are going to tend to be more earthy and herbal, tea-like, that sort of thing. So you're going to get some earthiness from the hops in this one, but malty and balanced and just a fantastic dinner in a glass.
Oh, yeah.
And named after my least favorite novel that I had to read in high school. Yeah.
Fair,
That's-
completely fair.
Yeah.
Nobody likes that book.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
No.
nobody likes
Yeah.
that book. It's
And I was an
not-
English
it's not-
major, too.
It's not
Yeah.
happy. It's none of Dickens is happy. Let's be serious.
Yeah. It's almost up there with Grapes of Wrath. Like there's just no.
For me, honestly, it was always Catcher in the Rye. I could not understand why
Oh,
everybody loved
really?
that book. I hated that book.
Yeah, just very angsty.
I also
think.
haven't read it in like 15 years now, so I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you if I like it now. But no,
Yeah.
I hated that book in high school.
It was. I think the appeal is just like angsty from a book nerd perspective.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, I agree. Holden,
Nobody
the
understands
world
me.
stinks.
I can't relate to some of this because I'm more of a technical manual reader, like
Oh, yeah?
technical writing. That's what. So do you have any like car engine repair manuals back there?
Something with like a V8.
Yeah, something like rocket science or something.
I'm sure I can make a stretch somehow. There's got to be some sort of. There's got to be some Stephen King novel with a car in it, right? Isn't there?
do,
There's
like,
got to be.
Harry.
You need to do some sort of iRobot
Not
Arthur C.
Harry,
Clarke.
but,
Oh, of course, like or science fiction.
it's
You
not
could science
Carrie.
fiction. You
What's
could go a
the
lot of
one?
different ways.
Carries the thing
Carries
that
the-
pig's blood,
Pig's blood, yeah.
and the
What's the
prom
Stephen
doors
King
and all
one
that.
where like the freaking car comes?
It's Christine.
Christine. Yeah,
It
that's what
started
it
with
is.
a
Yeah,
C.
yeah.
Christine.
I like this
Yeah.
one too.
We'll work on that.
All right.
We'll get to
all
work it right away.
You're going to laugh like a month and a half from now when they come out with a beer called Christine. You're like, oh, it's me.
There we go.
I would totally do it.
That's mine.
That's really kind of what we do here. I mean, we brew beer so often, and then we'll do 5-gallon kind of one-offs. So I have an army of old homebrew kegs of mine, and those are good because the opening's a little bit bigger on top. So we open them up, and that's when we start throwing the wacky stuff in there.
Lawnmower
from
tires and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we always that's our inside joke here is always so we do movie night on Friday nights here at late at night, and sometimes we'll do like one keg of something for. So we had our chocolate stout, for instance. We did show Top Gun, and we did like an Iceman beer with like Andy's mints in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we do stuff like that. So that's part of the we do beer so often that sometimes people come in situations like this and they suggest a beer. I'm like, that's a good idea. And the next time they come in, they're like, hey, you really brewed it. There's a guy that worked at Home Depot. He used to come here all the time, and he was like, you should brew an orange wheat called Clockwork Orange Wheat.
Yes.
Yes.
And then he came back and he was like, wasn't that my idea? And I was like, yeah, dude, I brewed it.
Made it for you.
I don't know. I think the closeness of that sort of community like surprises people
Exactly.
sometimes because they're so used to businesses being sort of an intangible, faceless
Like an
corporation.
other-
Yeah.
Like just an other kind of entity. Yeah.
And I think that's the gap in the market that we sort of filled is that we are just very approachable. Like we're just people renting a space making beer. Like it just doesn't
Yeah.
get any more small business mom and pop than that.
I think your experimentation on some level compares to Willy Wonka. So-
Yes. Oh, we're gonna
Yeah.
do one. Oh, speaking of which,
I was gonna say that was a great lead-in.
thank you. Well done, sir.
Well,
That was
not
the
prompted. I'm
hey,
so- yeah.
move it along, guy.
So that's like tick,
Yes,
tick, tick, tick,
yeah.
tick, tick, tick.
Augustus Gloop's Secret Stash is the next beer. This is
Oh,
our
I said
triple
no.
triple chocolate stout aged in the bourbon barrel.
Triple chocolate stout.
Yes, sir. My
Hey.
brewers hate me because I made them put actual baking chocolate, unsweetened baking chocolate, German baking chocolate,
Ooh.
both in the boil, which is very messy, by the way, in case you're scoring at home. And then cocoa nibs. Also, I would take a small sip. And then in the bourbon barrel.
Be still my heart.
So
This is
it
so
goes
good.
in at about 15%, and then whatever it picks up from the barrel, we don't really have the lab equipment to check it out. So I'm guessing something because it's a little burny on the way down. But yes, the chocolate, the roastiness from the malts, the kind of oak tannins from the barrel, and also the little bit of the obviously the hot bourbon.
Lola, your face right now, I wish people could see it. It is such a happy, like, contented look.
Yes.
It's so good. Beer should not taste like this. Actually, beer should taste
Yes,
like
all
this.
beer.
All beer should be
All
this.
beer should have that
It's like hot
experience.
chocolate in front of a fireplace.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
We call it like chocolate wine almost.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely has that. You can taste a little bit of the tannins and just
Yeah, from the oak.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I guess like mouthfeel and it goes down. It's like bourbon. It's like, that is drink bourbon?
Yes.
Yeah. It's just,
It
yeah.
has that kind of woodiness
Yeah.
to it. That's nice.
Like a
It's
vanilla
really good.
char type from the barrel.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, burned barrel a little bit.
I love the complexity of the
Wonderful.
chocolate as it marries with that bourbon. Like
Yeah.
that's something I find in a bourbon barreled stout or porter or whatever. Is the balance between the
Yeah.
sweetness in the chocolate and the sweetness and the burn in the bourbon, and this has it in spades.
Oh, thanks, man.
I love it. This beer.
It is.
It's
Oh, thank
so
you.
good.
It is silky smooth.
It is very silky smooth.
Thank you.
It's danger zone good.
Yeah, that's what we always say is for example, if you're a chef, it's not hard to make something extremely hot, right? You
Yeah.
can just throw a bunch of ghost peppers in there; it's going to be really hot. But the artistry is making it also eatable and taste good.
Yeah.
So you got spicy, flavorful. You can eat. And it's fantastic. So I think that's the same thing when it comes to for bourbon barrels. Is that it's really easy to throw water in a bourbon barrel. It's going to come out, tasting like bourbon and super hot. But like the mastery is how long do you leave it in? What kind of ingredients will pair well with that bourbon and oak?
Oh, yeah.
And so those are the things we're trying to think about. From a drinkability aspect,
Yeah.
Right.
it's just a personal choice of ours. There's nothing against some of the other ones that come out just like straight bourbon bombs. It's like really all you can taste. But we are beer lovers, so we want it to taste like beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we want the bourbon and the oak to complement the flavors and not overpower them.
Yeah, I mean, someone has
Absolutely.
to drink it still. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
we've got 5 gallons of it.
It's,
How long
it's
have you
rather a sophisticated beer for such a kind of a fun-hearted name.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of layers to it.
How long have you been making this specific one? How long have you been making this one?
We made the first time back in January. We started we just started our single barrel series, what we call it. So we order barrels in, and we brew just enough to fill one barrel, which is 53 gallons.
Okay.
So and we bottle it, and we'd sell it in bombers. That takes about 2 gallons a case. So I mean, you're only talking about less than 25 cases, depending on loss per batch, and it is literally single barrel. We're not blending a whole bunch
Right.
of barrels into one particular style. So that is why, for instance, the first time we brewed it is 12%, and the next time 13.5%, this time 15%. Hopefully it doesn't keep going up. People are-
I won't mind. Keep it coming.
Yes. So yeah, we started in January, and we've done a bunch of single barrel stuff, and that's leading in. I don't know if it's in your style, we're releasing something that nobody in the public has tasted before. If you guys are into it, we did these bottles in front of you are what
Lowell
we are
and I are on the
doing.
same page
It's
right
the
now.
Sours of Ice and Fire.
Oh
So
my God, yes.
Are they all
how
the
did
same
you
bottle?
know?
no, they're all different. So we have
Every
3.
single-
So I'm a huge, obviously, as you can tell, a big book nerd. So Song of Ice and Fire. So what I did was we did 4 sours, 4 different barrels, and a couple of these have hosted other sour beers we've done. So we've kind of been cultivating those yeast strains individually in these barrels, and I named them because they're sour beers. It felt right. I named them after sort of more of the villains of. Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Game of Thrones TV show, Song of Ice and Fire. If you're, if you're the book
Oh,
lovers.
yeah.
Yeah. So Melisandre is a sour red.
Of
course.
Yes.
We have there's one that isn't quite ready yet, but the Mountain is our Belgian quad. So that's a 10%er. And the
I believe I was told that was a Belgian quad sour that had been barrel aged.
yes,
That
yes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just
So
the
we-
sheer complexity of that.
Yeah, we brewed a quad, and then we pitched lactobacillus in it. Well, we did the quad first, and that was called 1B84. It's a 1984 reference.
Yeah.
But and then the next batch that we did, we decided to sour it. So it was the same beer, but just with lacto in there, and the lacto is what makes it tart and adds a whole other layer of awesomeness to it. And the mountain's been sitting in the barrel for 9 months, so it's pretty awesome. And then the other one is Joffrey. So
Oh my God!
But
Yes.
that was a little bit nasty.
So we're gonna hate it.
So we're getting.
it's
Just kidding.
But then you can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it rich?
Is it
And-
blonde or is it purple?
Oh, well, just wait. It went in as a Belgian Golden Strong, but we stuck it in the Augustus Gloop barrels. So it came out. If you read my description, it's. I think
Please
May I?
read,
Yes,
read it aloud
yeah.
to the class.
The description of this beer. What once appeared to be an angelic blonde brew has turned vile and twisted in its time in the barrel. Aged in barrels that once held the triple chocolate stout, this sneaky devil will make you lose your head when you least expect it.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It makes me very happy how happy you are,
man.
because it makes me happy to nerd out. And sometimes the brewers look at me and just roll their eyes. A couple of them are just like, "This is so nerdy. We can't even help ourselves."
I mean,
But-
that's one of those things where, craft beers, it's nerdy. I mean, we're all pretty much
yeah.
beer nerds. Yeah, so that fits right into
Yeah,
us.
we pretty much all find each other. And it's like, this is where you've been.
Yes. I belong here.
These are my people.
Yeah.
My tribe.
Exactly. So my tribe.
Oh, have
So-
you read this one?
Is it the Melisandre?
Yes.
Should I read it- should I read the Melisandre one?
Yeah, go ahead. The first one, I'll pour the Melisandre for you guys.
Oh, here we go. A witchy blend of 2 sour barrels that have been bubbling with magic for more than 7 months. Now, that one should have been 9 months, considering she was the one that gave birth to the shadow.
Oh, darn
Maybe it was 7 months.
Maybe it was
they,
7 months.
they never did say if it was
It
full
was
term.
demon. It
pretend
was
it's
kind
7.
of demon.
This pungent spell will warm your soul with the fires of the Lord of Light, for the night is dark and full of terrors.
I love it.
Has anyone seen the Sesame Street parody of Game of Thrones?
Yes.
No.
What?
Sesame Street.
Not.
You've
How
never
is
seen-
that
oh,
okay?
Oh, it's fantastic.
I'm not
to
okay
see
with
this.
that.
It's apparently still okay for children, but it's really funny when you're the adult.
God.
So you can drink of it as much as you want. I have some more in the bottle if you like. So this is
Right on.
this is going to be the most sour of the 3. Well, I will tell you first
Cheers
of all,
to that, Aaron.
before
As we
you
making
as you're
Twinkies.
drinking it, the 4th installment of this series is the Ramsey. Yes.
Was,
Oh, no.
was there a more satisfying death ever?
There was no.
No.
No, not at
yeah.
all.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah,
sorry.
maybe Joffrey, but
It's been a while.
Well, I see.
Yeah.
It's
Since
been a whole
having
summer.
having read the books, I was prepared for Joffrey and thoroughly
Right.
excited to see it on film.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that we're at the end of the book's life so far, because
Yeah.
he better get writing.
yeah.
I was
George?
I was very prepared. Have you ever
Where's
heard?
George?
Why was he at
do
the
it.
Emmys? Why was he at the Emmys?
He needs to be
he
writing.
needs to be
Have you ever
writing.
heard?
Yeah.
He says every time somebody asks him when the next book is coming out, he kills off a major character.
Fantastic.
new?
I love
It's,
it.
No
it's
one's
a great
left.
theme.
Nobody-
No one's left.
No
Yeah.
one's. We're all like, I don't care.
Nobody asked him for the first book,
Like
So-
they were coming out at a pretty good clip for a while.
So yeah, this one's going to be probably the most tart because it actually came from a previous. So we did one called
like-
yes
like with
Eeyore's
the jar
sour
cheeks.
barrel that we did before was a sour brown, and then without
like that though.
we
Like it
emptied the
punches
barrel
in
of that and immediately put more beer in that barrel. So it is quite tart.
Yeah.
Jeez,
I still
kinda
think it's
saucy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty approachable, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the nose,
For
you get a
a
lot
sour?
of sweet,
Yeah.
For a
a lot
sour,
of
it's
sweet
great.
fruit, and then you just get that. Ooh. And then
Yeah, like
it's
a
sweet again.
yeah.
It's just a
Yeah.
ton of fruit.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Right, my
fantastic.
brain doesn't quite know where to go with this.
Right.
It's I'm getting all sorts of different vibes. From
And yeah,
this
you still
one.
get some of the oak and stuff too
right,
in the barrel.
yeah,
Which is
Yes.
very very complex.
There's
It's good.
very fine carbonation in the middle as well. Kind of like in the back end. It's really fun.
It tastes very very crafty and very good. I would recommend
good.
this to someone who's like not a craft beer
Yes.
connoisseur.
I'm
It's-
not
it's
much
like,
of a
hey, try
sour
this
guy
one.
myself, but
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
this is outstanding.
Well, thanks. I mean,
Sours
I
are
mean,
my heart.
and that is really what we try to do too. And we don't go into Britannomyces at all because I think that starts to get into
That can mess up your whole.
hey, you can mess up
everything.
the whole
Yeah.
place here.
Yeah.
But on top of that, it starts to get a little unapproachable for people who aren't. So that's why we do more kind of lacto or just kind of cultivating some natural yeast that happens to be in the air, because it's always everywhere, whether it's the grain dust or just
Yeah.
anywhere else in the facility. So it's pretty easy to kind of get that started as well. So
Does the Board of Health
like that a lot.
do they regulate where you can get your yeast from? Like, can you get it from like your ear or
Yeah, well,
like,
no,
fingernails?
because
Founders
there are-
made one out
beer.
of beer
Rogue,
yeast.
Rogue,
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Rogue,
Okay.
excuse me, not
Yeah,
Founders.
yeah. There's been several like that.
Yeah.
Well, and I know that Dogfish Head has traveled abroad and just used like petri dishes in orchards in Egypt and places like that to try to capture the local, just wild yeast that happened to be floating around. Because that's what until no one had a microscope until a few hundred years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Nobody even knew. Like the Vikings just used their magic mash paddle they never washed. They didn't know. They didn't know what's happening.
It just gets better.
Thank you,
with
Odin.
age.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I know I've seen there's a beer recently in India. It's been a spiderweb yeast. So they
Oh yeah.
They took
it's-
spider
yeah. The
web.
brew pub. Bravo
Yeah,
brew
brew pub,
pub.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I will pour you the mountain, which is again the quad. That is.
I'm just laughing because all of these are amazing, and the fact that
And the fact that
I
they're all
need some Game and
I
Thrones in
know,
my life.
right?
Oh, I know. Well, yeah. I just recently.
watch that right now.
Yeah, if you're. Oh, yeah, you want to hold the glass up? That'd be
You got
easy. Yeah. So yeah, if you're okay with me just continuing to nerd out, I guess.
Absolutely.
That's what because that's kind of
Please
what we
do.
do
We're
here.
clearly amongst
And
friends.
that is. So I've gone back because I just can't have enough Game of Thrones in my life, and I started the audiobooks.
Oh.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar, the guy in the audiobooks does he does one more.
Which one's which?
He does the quads just a hair darker. Let me see. You want another? Oh no, yeah. Sarah is a big fan of. Yeah, she's no. You've had
Just
enough.
take
I
the
think.
bottle. He's the owner.
The
You have to do what he says.
sadness. The sadness.
I'm sorry, Sarah. I meant of the mountain.
It is Game
I
of
meant you drink-
Thrones.
Yeah.
Come here, Sarah.
There's
I'm sorry.
always some disappointment
I
with
apologize.
Game of
They're-
Thrones.
I think
right.
that's
You're
right
killed
there.
off.
Which one? Is this one?
That's for you. You want more? Where do you
All
want?
right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yay.
All right.
My little nerd heart is like
You can tell I like
Yeah.
this
so
one.
Outstanding.
freaking happy.
Satiated.
I've already downed half the glass. It's pretty good.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
really,
so
really good.
thank you. So hi.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot going
Wow.
on. You have
Smells
Belgian
yummy.
yeast strains.
Wow.
You have rock candy sugar in there. Obviously, aromatic malts. You have the.
Yeah.
You have a long time sitting in the barrel,
Well,
so you're.
Can you taste that and do that one more time for me?
Yeah.
Pretty girls with ugly faces.
Yeah.
Sweetness plus dry tannins plus a little bit hints of
Yes.
bourbon and
That
all of it
picture
kind
will
of
be
comes
forthcoming.
together.
Damn, that's
Just
good.
wait for
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Definitely have. I mean,
I'm very
def-
happy with it.
Yeah, it's really just definitely the quad base is there. When there's so much more, it's like you keep tasting more and more stuff
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This,
This
tastes
is
like
one.
Christmas. Straight
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
This is like a Christmas, Christmas Eve. All the
Roaring
kids are
fire.
in
It is a
bed.
little
Warm
Yeah.
me up a little bit.
Warm
yeah.
you
Bunch
up.
of meat.
Yeah.
This is
charcuterie
one that
plate.
I think you buy the bomber and a snifter to go with it, and then you just slow
Yeah.
Yeah.
pour a little in,
Rotate.
drink it,
I'm
pour a little more, and then keep drinking. It's
I'm
just
gonna buy some of this and get this for Christmas Eve while I'm watching A Christmas Story on TBS.
Yes.
That's great.
You
Multiple
gotta at least watch the
times.
DVD because TBS has
This
the
is
I'm
commercials.
with you.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Sarah. Yeah,
John-
cheers, guys.
Johnny Lyles.
Johnny Lyles.
Johnny's been quiet tonight.
He has been.
real quiet.
He's over here.
Oh, that
He's-
explains it. No mic. Oh,
No mic. Finally.
That he's drinking craft
He
beer.
is. It's no PBR, is it, Johnny? No.
Yeah,
it's better.
it's quite different.
He
Yeah.
likes the mountain. The mountain is.
This is exquisite.
yeah. This is a beer that I would not share with anyone.
Yeah. This is mine.
You're like, you're my best friend. I've had this in my closet for quite a while. We're gonna sit and talk about some life things. That's what this beer is.
Yeah, 10% again going into the barrel. Been sitting in there for 8. Now we did have a beer in the barrel before that, so it probably didn't pick up a ton of ABV from the barrel itself. But 8 months in the barrel, and it's a beer that's hard to replace. Again, you talk about single barrel series.
Yeah.
This is something that when you taste, we may never be able to recreate this kind of thing again.
Yeah,
you know?
this is one I would buy
Yeah.
2 bombers and age one.
Yeah, just
Right.
sit
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
one. Yeah. I mean, that's why I
Save
love.
it for a very
I
special
love
occasion.
quads. I mean, yeah, and you don't really get many of them. Definitely not in Indiana.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Well,
to have one.
I'm hoping you guys like the next one too, because I'm feeling like maybe I should have. Yes, that one there. Maybe I should have saved that one for last then. But Joffrey again, it was.
Names. I can't. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. Gosh, I'm so
dying.
happy. I'm so nerdy that
Oh,
I get so
God,
excited
yes.
about them, and then sometimes I try to contain my excitement because I feel too
No.
nerdy.
Oh, you are
No, dude.
clearly. In
So you
your-
can see
You,
this
you
used
are
to
among
be-
nerds.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yes.
This used to be a very light straw-colored beer, and then we put it in the triple chocolate stout barrels, and it came out sort of this dirty amber flavor,
Light beer it is.
like very
Light beer it is no longer.
just like Joffrey's soul. As I just listened to the end of the first Game of Thrones, and what's great about that writing is that the twist comes so well written.
Yes.
That even in the second listening,
still
second watching,
surprised.
you're still hoping.
You're like,
maybe
maybe
it's not going to happen.
He won't get his head chopped
Yeah,
off.
maybe
It'll be
they're-
okay.
Maybe they're
It'll
not
be
going to
great.
kill the main character.
Poor
in the first.
Sean Bean.
Yes.
Poor Sean Bean.
Sean Bean always
One?
gets
He dies
the
every
Fellowship?
worst.
Yeah.
At
He,
Fellowship
he
in this
dies.
one?
He dies in the first of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a meme today that said, I want to write a movie for Sean Bean where like everything turns out okay.
Yeah.
And, like,
He gets everything he
he's
ever
holding
wanted.
kitties and it's got an ice cream cone. There's rainbows and
He doesn't get
flowers.
shot full of arrows, beheaded.
Yeah, just all these. I was like, why? He's such a strong character. Like he's so important in everything he does.
Yes.
It just
What if?
rips my heart out.
What if it was a Sean Bean movie where everyone else dies,
Oh.
and then
would
he just
still be
just
sad.
gets to
Yeah.
sit on? Well,
If
he's
he's
Castaway,
alone.
maybe
He's
like
alone.
Castaway or something where
That
he's
would be
alone
sad.
on this island
the
and
last
he's
person
rescued at the end or something.
I don't know.
like, I didn't die.
Somewhere
That didn't
in
work
some in the
out.
back of my mind, I thought that would lead to Sean Bean being happy. He's like, "Ha! I survived. You guys suck. Got you this time."
Okay, like a post-apocalypse movie
Yeah.
or something
Right.
like
I
Road
don't know.
Warrior.
Like
or
a
something
Mad
like
Max with,
me
with Sean
robot.
Bean.
Yeah.
How about
Oh,
that?
another
There you
Mad
go.
Max with Sean Bean.
that. He's
I'm
a
totally
cyborg.
in.
Yeah, let's make him into a cyborg.
Oh, that'd be next Terminator movie.
Oh,
starring Sean Bean.
finally. We need
But
more
still
of those.
dressed like Eddard Stark.
Oh,
Yes,
That I would
very-
watch.
very-
That I would
very
I
watch.
like
steampunk.
that. I like it.
All right.
Ooh, that is.
Let's
So yes, it was a Belgian strong. Started out gold. Now it is kind of an amber color from the triple chocolate before it. So yeah, it is.
Again, I
Oh, I
wish
can
we had
taste the bit
cameras
of
for
chocolate.
facial expressions. Lola's
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
I think it
absolutely
absorbed.
fantastic.
This one also comes in at about 12%. So you know it does complex, I guess, that flavor of the kind of spicy phenolic Belgian yeast style.
Starts
and you
off kind of sweet.
yeah, and then you have
Then it's not.
yeah, the tartness definitely gets tart
Yeah.
at the end, the barrel and all that. Yeah.
So really, we're experiencing Sansa's experience of chocolate.
Yes.
He's
Yeah, you
so
think
sweet.
it's gonna
No,
be
he's
sweet?
not.
No, it isn't.
No.
Joffrey through the eyes of Sansa Stark.
So do you keep track of you know, when you make one of these? I know this is kind of early on some of these.
Sure.
It's first time for some. Are you keeping notes on what barrel it was in and what was in that barrel prior and those sorts of things? So you
Yeah.
can try to reproduce it exactly, or very close, because I feel that a little bit of that chocolate from the other came in through this. I could taste just a hint of
Right.
chocolatey.
Yeah.
So how good of notes do you keep? Because that's one thing that the company I work for, American Art Clay, we specialize in basically we create the things that people use to create. Actually, the gentleman who made the mugs, Josh Heim, used to
Yeah.
work for us.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the coolest dude. He's just here today.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, he was just at our company today talking
Oh, no
to
way.
one of the owners, and it was like such a small world. But
Yeah.
anyway, one of the things that artists do is they have to keep notes. Because they'll put something in a kiln and it comes out a certain way, and they're like, "Wow, I don't remember what that was now." Because there's 14 other things they put in the kiln, and they don't remember what they did, and sometimes it's hard for them to reproduce that. So, I assume note taking is a very big part of what you're doing here.
Yeah, I think you get two kinds of brewers. One that we luckily do employ, that are ones that are like, we have to write down where we're standing when we put the beer in the, we have to
Right.
do, like you said, it has to be so meticulous that we have to handle. And then people that are more like me, like I'm like the Swedish chef making dinner. I'm just like, ergity, burgity, flurgity, just some paprika, some things, and what have you.
So-
Sprinkle the pot, like bubble, toil and trouble, and out comes the beer.
Funny with the Swedish chef, random anecdote. If you've ever had a Swedish friend and you ask them about the Swedish chef,
Oh, no.
they sort of look at you and go, he doesn't sound Swedish. He sounds Norwegian.
That's funny.
Oh, Norwegian bird.
Yeah. I was like, ooh. It's like you've thought about this so hard that
that's great.
like
That's great.
it's not us. It's
Do they
them.
tell?
That's really good
do
to
they
know.
tell that joke in the wintertime to keep themselves warm?
I think so.
It's such a
I
heavy
think so.
burn. Such a heavy burn.
It's just
really
nice
good.
and toasty right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, we do. I mean, it's easier for us since we're only doing a couple barrels here and there. But what makes it difficult from our level, and again, this is why we do the single barrel and we do so many different ones, is that it's kind of hard to source the same barrels at all. Like the barrel companies that we go to, we got a Knob Creek barrel, and then we have a barrel from Woodford Reserve, and then we have a barrel from somewhere else. But the last few that we got was Breckenridge Distillery out in Colorado. So they can come from when you're small like we are. We don't really have to pick. A lot of the huge lots of barrels are going out for auction, and all the big guys are flying out, and the Goose Islands and the big players in the bourbon barrel age game.
That was my question of how do you get them?
Yeah, well, it's such a big business now that there's companies that consolidate. So there's a company called Rocky Mountain Barrel Company out in Colorado that sort of they fly around and buy barrels from distilleries as sort of
Thunk it, right?
Yeah, and then I mean that's
barrel brokers.
Yeah, barrel brokers, exactly. So
jobs you didn't know you could have.
They do things. I mean, they have everything from they'll even import Scotch barrels and then reband them, of course, because as they dry out, the metal starts to fall off. So they'll redo them and send them out, but they're like $700 each. Are crazy. So we don't do so. Needless to say, we don't do any of those. But that's how they get them. They do everything. This next batch we have 2 brandy barrels coming. We have a red wine barrel coming.
Nice.
We have and then also the normal places like Kentucky, like you can get there are more of the, I guess, brands that you'd expect floating around are a little bit easier to get, but they're still not cheap, and they still go kind of quick if you don't. You also are, and that's what's hard to be consistent, is that you are kind of at mercy of what's available. Sometimes you're like, hey, I need Woodford Reserve barrels for this beer that we brew, and like we don't have any. Like, when are you gonna have some? I don't know. I mean, when we get them, we'll have them when we get them. And you're like, okay, well, just send me whatever you have.
There's a great distillery that I visited in Bowling Green, Kentucky. It's got some great craft spirits.
Yeah.
Super small operation. Corsair Distillery.
Corsair, yes.
But yeah, and what you
really
get is
stuff.
I'm from Northern Michigan originally, and there's a couple distilleries up there, and there's so many breweries too, but there's just like a waiting list for getting those. Like as soon as they put spirits in those barrels, the breweries are just like waiting outside the door. Like, you done yet? You done yet? You done? How about now? How about now? How about now?
Like, it has to age. Be patient.
Try to get your hands on like a Papio Daniel barrel or something like that.
Yeah, you got to know somebody. Yeah,
I think you got to know somebody that has some
grew up with
blackmail,
someone,
really good blackmail.
That owes a
photo.
favor. Nose got some dirt on you.
Yeah. I think getting those not necessarily like your name brand like Woodford Reserves, getting all of those. I think getting the individual barrels as you need them or as you can get them really speaks to the way you guys brew and the operation that you have. It's like every beer is going to be consistent to a point, but these specialties, these barrel aged stuffs, they're unique, they're special, and I think that makes them even cooler.
And it
in my
adds
opinion.
such a dimension to them.
Yeah, and it's kind of a draw. You're like, for me, this is my first time here, so like now that I know that this is going on, I'm going to be on top of when is this ready?
Yeah.
Can I come taste it?
Social media.
Can I go buy it?
When are these bottles
Can I go
coming
get
out?
it? Yeah. It really adds that draw of just like, ooh, what did they change this time?
Right.
A couple of other local places that I've been going there pretty consistently over the last few years, and you can taste. I've had those nights where I'm just like, oh, you've got a 2015. And a 14?
Yeah.
What are you putting in that tap like right now? Oh, a 13 as well. Yeah, I'm calling into work tomorrow.
Going in.
Kind of thing. So I like that. It is very just kind of what you can get your hands on and trying to really not make do with what you have, but just being flexible.
No, I don't take that as no. I think that's exactly what it is. I mean, we're trying to fill a spot in the market. And people that are, I mean, that's all business is, right? You try to find someone who's underserved and you try to fill it. And I think that right now there are people doing an amazing job making the flagship beers, doing really consistent things, having massive brew systems, $1 million labs, and all that stuff. And the opportunity for us to come in, as I saw it, is doing the quirky one-offs and doing the strange things and making sure people know that this is an environment of creative control. People come in and name beers and make suggestions. They're like, you know what, we're going to try it. Come back Friday and we'll put it in the keg. And knowing that when you come in here, you don't necessarily know what to expect. There might be 4 new beers or weird stuff, good stuff, everything in between.
I'll tell you what I expect next time I come in here is to have a damn good time. This has been
thank you.
great.
Right on. That's
Agreed.
the highest compliment. Thank you so
I
much.
really like your ethos. It just, as you were just talking just now, it reminds me of just like, well, that's kind of like my burlesque experience. You
That's
make
right.
do with what you have, and you take the input. With Angel Burlesque, we really try to foster that relationship with like our audience, and they're just like, I think this would be hilarious, and I'm just like, I wouldn't have thought that was hilarious.
But we're
Let
gonna
me
go with
think
it.
on
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna go with that. That is freaking hilarious, and just trying to find something. There's something for everybody there. So
Absolutely.
I like it.
All right. Well, Jason, thank you very much for sitting down with
Oh,
us. It's
thank
been
you
a
guys. Cheers.
supreme
Thank you.
pleasure being here, and I know I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Right on.
Thanks so much.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Yes. Thanks for sharing these.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's great.
All right, everyone. Once again, we've been Indie Brew Battle, brought to you by JL Media and ASG Unlimited. My name is Brian. It's been a pleasure being with you.
Jordan here. Once again, thanks to Books and Brews here. Thanks for having us. Great night.
This is Lindsay Love. I am thoroughly entertained by all of the Game of Thrones. Loving it. My nerdy heart is happy.
Lola.
I'm Lola Levacious. You can actually catch me next week at the Egyptian Room Thursday night for Raw Natural Born Artists. I'll be hosting. There'll be about 40 to 50 local artists, like doing music, hair, fashion, makeup, all kinds of bands, all kinds of fun. Go to rawartist.org, buy your ticket, support local art. Come see me, say hi.
Woohoo.
I'm Joe Roach. I appreciate being here. This has been a great experience. This is my first time here. I'm loving this Indie Brew Battle. This is spectacular.
Yeah, it's super fun.
Yes.
All right, Merritt, any last words?
No, guys, I'm super jealous of all this wonderful beer you got to taste.
Hey,
You
we
have
will
some in
share it
front
with
of you.
you.
Look
We
at
will
that.
share.
There's
Yeah.
a whole flight right there.
The whole untouched flight right in front
Awesome.
of
I am so excited to listen to the live episode. We were out talking to the customers and stuff like that, so I can't wait to hear it when Johnny puts it up. But once again, if you guys need anything for marketing, you know where to find us. We're at 3747 South Meridian Street, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46217. We are on Meridian Street, just north of Hannah Avenue on the right-hand side. You can reach us at 317-786-SIGNS. Again, it's 317-786-7446, and ask for Merritt Day.
Outstanding. Once again, we are Indie Brew Battle. Next week, we'll be at Big Lug on 86th Street. Coming to you from Books and Brews tonight, up at 96th and just off 69. It's super easy to get to. Wonderful location, great people, great beer, great food. Definitely a place you got to check out.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.